Our planet is home to many dangerous and fascinating animals that we should definitely avoid touching, no matter how tempting it might be. Just because an animal looks cute or unusual doesn't mean it's safe to approach. Some creatures might not appreciate having their personal space invaded. From truly bizarre beings to incredibly terrifying spiders, here are some of the most dangerous animals you should never touch. But before we get started, make sure to subscribe to our channel and leave your like. Now, let's get started. Number 20. Brazilian Wandering Spider. The Brazilian wandering spider holds the title of the most venomous spider in the world. These spiders are native to the forests of Costa Rica, Colombia, Peru, Brazil, Paraguay, and some parts of South Africa. They're also known as armed spiders, due to their aggressive attack posture with raised front legs. One of the most venomous specimens was found in a shipment of bananas sent to southern London. The spider was captured by a specialist while trying to escape after biting a chef in Somerset. It had been hiding in the bananas delivered to the chef's pub and left behind a leg and an egg sac filled with thousands of baby spiders. Fortunately, the chef's life was saved with antivenom administered by a nearby zoo. This frightening incident drew international attention, highlighting the risk of transporting dangerous species through commercial routes. These spiders prefer dark and damp places to hide, such as woodpiles, garages, closets, shoes, and even laundry heaps. They often enter human homes seeking shelter, becoming an unexpected threat to those not paying attention. The Guinness World Records has named this spider the most venomous in the world due to its potent neurotoxic venom, capable of causing symptoms like intense pain, paralysis, and in severe cases, even death. Next time you handle your dirty laundry, be cautious of these silent and dangerous intruders. Number 19. Water bugs. Water bugs are among the most dangerous insects you can encounter, and it's essential never to touch them. These insects are found in some parts of India, with certain species growing quite large, the smallest being about 1.9 centimeters long. They often appear in large numbers after rainfall, when the environment becomes more favorable for their movement and reproduction. If someone touches them or tries to crush them with bare hands, the result can be a rather disturbing skin condition. These bugs carry a virus that instantly infects anyone who comes into contact with them, spreading rapidly through the body and causing severe lesions and swelling. Reports mention intense itching, blisters, and even necrosis in the most severe cases, which makes them even more feared. Despite their frightening nature, water bugs are a popular food item in many Southeast Asian countries. They're fried or boiled and are believed to have high nutritional value, with a taste similar to shrimp or fish. Even though they are consumed, handling them should be done with great care, especially by specialists who know how to deal with the species safely. Similar in appearance to sea urchins with their bizarre look and rigid texture, there has been debate about the authenticity of a viral image showing a person allegedly infected by these insects. Some believe the image is not real and was created using Photoshop, pointing out visual inconsistencies. Others argue that it's a legitimate representation of an extreme reaction to the bug's venom. Whether real or fake, the image sparked considerable debate on social media, dividing opinions. What do you think? Is the image authentic or just a creepy internet hoax? Number 18. Blue-ringed octopus. The blue-ringed octopus is a classic example of how appearances can be deceiving. This octopus is one of the most beautiful, yet also one of the most dangerous animals in the ocean. With its small body and striking coloration, it stands out among reefs and sandy seabeds in the waters of Australia, Japan, and Southeast Asia. It features vibrant blue rings that can attract people to take a closer look, especially when it feels threatened, and intensifies its colors as a visual warning. However, contact with the blue-ringed octopus puts humans in serious danger. These octopuses carry highly toxic venom in their saliva. When they bite their prey with their beak, the venom instantly paralyzes it. The toxin, known as tetrodotoxin (TTX), is potent enough to kill a full-grown human with just 1 microgram, making it more lethal than cyanide. A single bite can cause numbness, nausea, muscle paralysis, and if not treated promptly, respiratory failure. Unfortunately, there is no antidote for this toxin. If supportive treatment is not administered immediately, the toxin will gradually paralyze all muscles, leading to respiratory failure and possible death within a few hours. The blue-ringed octopus can inject toxins with a small bite, often leaving behind just a drop of blood, frequently without the victim realizing it in time, making a quick response even more difficult. Interestingly, these octopuses don't produce the toxin themselves. Instead, they harbor specific bacteria in their salivary glands that produce TTX. This deadly symbiosis is what makes them so dangerous. Despite their fascinating appearance, the blue-ringed octopus is a another reminder that in the animal kingdom, beauty often walks hand in hand with danger. If you spot a brightly colored octopus while diving, it's crucial to avoid touching it and keep your distance. Your life might depend on it. Number 17. Kodon. The Kodon may resemble rats, but they are much more dangerous. The name Kodon comes from the Greek and means grooved tooth. These mammals use the grooves in their teeth to inject venom. Similar to snakes, they are the only mammals with this unique ability. Interestingly, Kodons also have quite a peculiar diet, consuming small insects, crustaceans, and even other small mammals, which are quickly immobilized by the venom injected into their prey. A fascinating fact about them is that they diverged from all other mammals 76 million years ago. This means they developed their own evolutionary path long before the age of dinosaurs, allowing them to survive multiple cataclysms and invasions even after the dinosaurs went extinct. Their resilience to drastic environmental changes is impressive, considering the many mass extinctions that occurred during this period. Kodons continued to roam the forests of the Caribbean islands and Cuba, and they still do today, remaining adapted to their tropical habitat. What makes them particularly intriguing is their rodent-like appearance, which often leads people to mistake them for large rats. However, they belong to an order of mammals that includes shrews and moles. They are one of the oldest mammal species on Earth and the only one with venomous teeth, a trait that sets them apart from other modern mammals. Young Kodons are born blind and hairless, but they are no less dangerous than adults, as they are born with venomous teeth ready to defend themselves. This small creature exemplifies resilience, having survived for 76 million years. Its ability to adapt to different climates and vast Caribbean territories is remarkable. It is often called the last survivor, a name that perfectly fits this unique and remarkable mammal. Number 16. Platypus. Remember Perry the Platypus from the show Phineas and Ferb? The rivalry with Dr. Doofenshmirtz was fun, but one detail was left out. Platypuses produce venom. The platypus has venomous glands connected to hollow spurs on its hind legs, which it uses to inject venom. Typically, they produce venom during the breeding season when males use their spurs to compete with other males, trying to mark territory and drive off rivals. The venom also helps immobilize small prey, such as insects and crustaceans, which make up part of their diet. Platypuses are one of the few mammals capable of producing venom, making them fascinating from a biological standpoint. Interestingly, the tarsal spurs are not exclusive to platypuses. Many ancient mammals had them, so platypuses inherited this feature from their ancestors. However, modern platypuses are the only living mammals that still have this characteristic, making them valuable for studying the venom delivery systems of non-therian mammals, helping scientists better understand the evolution of these systems. The venom produced by platypuses can paralyze small animals and cause intense pain in humans. It is not lethal to humans but can cause severe pain, swelling, and long-lasting hyperalgesia, which can persist for days to weeks. The pain is caused by chemical compounds in the venom that affect nerves and pain receptors, making the experience extremely uncomfortable. According to a clinical report from 1992, even morphine cannot relieve the intense pain caused by a platypus sting, making the incident a painful and difficult experience to endure. Number 15. Blue dragon. The blue dragon, also known as the blue sea slug, looks like a mystical creature, which perfectly suits its name. This type of nudibranch or sea slug is called Glaucus atlanticus. It is mainly found in tropical and subtropical waters around the world, including the coasts of South Africa, South America, and Australia. A TikTok user discovered one during a visit to Stradbroke Island in Queensland, Australia, and made a video about it. He picked up the creature with his fingers, filmed the video, and returned it to the ocean, unaware of the danger he was in. He described its movement as similar to a Pokemon, emphasizing the creature's charming and almost unreal appearance. Despite its beautiful look, touching a blue dragon is a big mistake. They collect toxic substances from their prey, such as the Portuguese man-o'-war, and store these toxins in their stinging cells, concentrating them to make them even more potent. This makes its sting more intense and dangerous than the notorious and vengeful Portuguese man-o'-war. The sting of a Portuguese man-o'-war or a blue dragon can cause nausea, pain, vomiting, acute contact, allergic dermatitis, and post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. The venom of these creatures acts quickly, affecting the nervous system and causing adverse reactions in the human body. The pain sensation can last for hours, and in more severe cases, it may require immediate medical treatment. The best thing is to admire these beautiful creatures from a distance, as some things are better left untouched for our safety. They represent both the beauty and danger of the ocean, a reminder that nature is full of mysteries to be respected. Number 14. Wonderpus. At first glance, the Wonderpus can be mistaken for a vibrant purple flower floating in the water. Its exotic appearance and striking colors make it seem harmless and fascinating, but it is far more dangerous than it looks. These cephalopods are mainly found in the Indo-Pacific waters around Australia, New Guinea, the Philippines, Indonesia, and Malaysia. They have a dark brown color with overlapping patterns of white and yellow, which can attract curious and unsuspecting individuals to try touching them. However, giving into this temptation would be a grave mistake. The Wonderpus is extremely toxic and one of the only 3 species of venomous cephalopods. Its toxin is one of the most potent in the animal kingdom and can be fatal to humans within hours, causing muscle paralysis, respiratory difficulty, and, if untreated, death. Its venom is as dangerous as that of the blue-ringed octopus, making it one of the most feared creatures in the ocean. The toxin is quickly absorbed through any skin wounds, causing severe reactions. Fortunately, Wonderpuses rarely come into contact with humans, as they tend to hide in the depths of the ocean and avoid areas of heavy human activity. Even so, for divers or sea explorers, caution is always advised. These ocean flowers should be admired from a safe distance, without the temptation to get closer, to avoid their deadly sting. They are one of the most dangerous wonders of the ocean, a reminder of the beauty and danger that coexist in the deep waters. Number 13. Yuke Kanji jellyfish. Jellyfish are generally dangerous, and their stings can cause excruciating pain, ranging from local reactions to more severe effects depending on the species. Most smaller jellyfish can be handled with care if necessary, but touching any jellyfish should be avoided whenever possible, as they have tentacles covered with stinging cells that release toxins. However, the Yuke Kanji jellyfish is particularly lethal. It is one of the most feared, and its sting can be as deadly as some of the most venomous creatures in the ocean. Despite its small size, its stings can cause fatal brain hemorrhages in just minutes. The toxin they release affects the nervous and circulatory systems, causing the victim to suffer seizures, paralysis, and, in some cases, organ failure. Every year, between 50 and 100 people are hospitalized due to encounters with these jellyfish in tropical and subtropical regions of the Pacific and Asia. Although they are small and inconspicuous, their presence in the water can be a sentence of imminent danger. If stung by an Yuke Kanji jellyfish, it is crucial to immediately remove the tentacle from the skin. Without rubbing the area, pour vinegar onto the sting site to neutralize the toxins, and take painkillers to relieve the severe local pain. It is important not to try to remove the tentacles with bare hands, as this can worsen the poisoning. Victims often become confused and agitated when trying to remove the tentacles, and may eventually lose consciousness due to toxic shock. There is a significant risk of respiratory failure and cardiac arrest, which can be fatal. To avoid such a dangerous situation, experts recommend staying away from their habitats, especially in areas where encounters with these creatures are frequently recorded. Some even consider these the deadliest creatures known to humanity. They are a clear example of how nature can be deadly, and staying as far away from them as possible is the best decision you can make when swimming or diving in these perilous waters. Number 12. Africanized bees. A bee sting is already frightening, but the sting of an Africanized bee is even more unbearable and can be fatal for some people. These bees are becoming more common in the United States and were first seen in South America, Brazil, in the 1950s, when a laboratory error led to African bees being introduced into European bee colonies. Since then, they have spread rapidly, causing a series of incidents in various regions. Although they are not more venomous than typical European bees, the lack of an antidote and the highly aggressive behavior of Africanized bees make their stings more problematic and dangerous. These bees are quicker to attack in large numbers and have the behavior of chasing their victims for considerable distances, making them a real danger, especially for those living in high-risk areas. Avoiding Africanized bees is crucial, especially for those allergic to bee stings, a condition that can be fatal. If you know you're allergic, always carry an epinephrine auto-injector, as it can save your life in an emergency. If you spot one of these aggressive bees coming toward you, run as fast as you can to a safe place and seek shelter immediately, covering your face to avoid stings to your head and neck. If stung, remove the stinger immediately, as it continues to release venom into the skin. Clean the area with soap and water to relieve pain and prevent infection. Apply an ice pack to the sting to reduce swelling, and take painkillers and antihistamines to control pain and inflammation. If symptoms are severe, such as difficulty breathing, significant swelling, or severe allergic reactions, seek medical attention immediately. Emergency treatments may include intravenous fluids, oxygen, cortisone, epinephrine, and medications to open the airways, along with constant monitoring. Prevention is key when it comes to Africanized bees. Knowing high-risk areas and taking safety precautions can help avoid dangerous encounters with these highly aggressive bees. Number 11. Slow lorises. The slow loris is one of the few venomous primates, which is already reason enough to never touch it. No matter how adorable and cute they may seem, these small primates with their large and expressive eyes may appear harmless, but the truth is, despite seeming to just rest or move slowly, they carry a highly dangerous venom. Self-control is vital, as their bite can be much more than just painful. When you get too close, the situation can quickly become very dangerous. The slow loris collects its venom in a unique way. It licks its inner elbow, where the brachial gland is located, and releases the toxin mixed with its saliva. When it bites, the venom is transferred to the victim, potentially causing dramatic and life-threatening effects. Although information about the exact nature of the toxin is limited, it is known to trigger a range of dangerous reactions. A slow loris bite can cause intense burning sensations in the tongue and throat, high blood pressure, muscle spasms, and severe heart and respiratory problems. In extreme cases, the toxin can lead to death if not treated promptly. If you think the slow loris is just enjoying your company by raising its hands and offering a friendly gesture, it might actually be trying to access its venomous gland. Although a slow loris bite is not that common, it can deliver a painful, venomous bite if it feels threatened or stressed. This behavior defends its survival in the wild, where the venom serves as a defense against predators. Therefore, it's better to keep a safe distance from this seemingly adorable but deadly creature. In summary, despite its harmless appearance, slow lorises should be treated with extreme respect and caution. Nature can be cruel, and cuteness should not deceive. Keeping your distance is always the best option when encountering these venomous primates. Number 10. Titan beetle. The Titan beetle is one of the deadliest insects you can encounter, and its appearance and size are more than enough to make anyone think twice before approaching. This giant of nature is, in fact, the largest beetle in the world, with an impressive growth capacity that can reach up to 18 centimeters in length. Its powerful jaws are capable of splitting a wooden pencil in half, and tearing through human flesh wouldn't take much longer. The size and strength of these jaws are as impressive as they are fearsome, making the Titan beetle a true destruction machine. These jaws owe their strength to the energy the beetle stores during the pupal stage. This energy is essential for flight, but also for battles and defending its territory. However, despite its enormous flying ability, the Titan beetle is not capable of flying long distances. Instead, it has developed a unique technique to help it take off. It climbs trees and, from there, leaps to initiate its flight. This peculiar behavior is necessary because, due to its size, it is not the best flyer in the insect kingdom, but its jumping ability makes flight easier. The Titan beetle's strong jaws and legs make it a formidable opponent, capable of facing larger predators with impressive physical defense. Fortunately, these beetles are not usually aggressive unless provoked or threatened. Before attacking, they typically emit a whistling sound to warn off any threat. This warning serves as a reminder to keep your distance and not underestimate the power of this insect. Although their behavior is generally passive, it's best to avoid any contact with these creatures, as if you're not careful, you could easily lose a piece of your finger. Therefore, if you cross paths with a Titan beetle, remember not to mess with it. It's always safer to admire it from afar. Number 9. Pufferfish. The pufferfish, also known as the blowfish, is one of the marine residents you should definitely avoid touching, no matter what. Although it has a seemingly harmless appearance, this fish is far from an animal you'd want to interact with. Belonging to the Tetraodon family, the pufferfish is carnivorous and can grow up to an impressive 90 centimeters in length. There are several types of pufferfish, including the Congo, the golden dwarf, the red-eye, and the fahaka, each with its own characteristics, but all sharing one common trait: an extremely dangerous natural defense. A striking feature of the pufferfish is the numerous spines on its skin. These spines are not just a passive defense. They become even more dangerous when the fish inflates, as a defense reaction. When inflated, the pufferfish takes on a spherical shape and increases its size considerably, making its spines even more threatening. Touching an inflated pufferfish without proper protection can result in serious injury, as its spines are sharp and can cause deep lacerations. For those who need to handle it, wearing heavy protective gloves is essential to avoid any direct contact with the fish's skin. Additionally, the pufferfish contains a highly potent toxin called tetrodotoxin, which is a lethal neurotoxin to humans. The toxin can be fatal in very small doses, and simple contact with the fish's skin without proper protection can cause severe health damage. For this reason, even handling it with gloves can still be a risk if proper precautions aren't taken. Tetrodotoxin affects not only the nervous system, but can also lead to paralysis and respiratory failure, making any contact extremely dangerous. Curiously, despite the great risk involved, many people keep pufferfish in home aquariums. As most of these creatures live in the sea, they need saltwater aquariums to thrive. However, there are freshwater species that can also be kept in regular freshwater aquariums. This contrast between the risk they pose and their popularity in home aquariums is fascinating. Additionally, in some parts of the world, such as China, Korea, and Japan, the pufferfish is considered a delicacy. Despite the danger associated with its consumption, it is highly valued as a delicious meal, known for its delicate taste and unique textures. But if you're like me, who prefers to avoid unnecessary risks, it might be better to opt for safer and tastier alternatives, like salmon. In the end, safety should always come first. And what about you? Would you have the courage to try pufferfish as a sophisticated and risky dinner? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Number 8. Crown of thorns, starfish. The appearance of certain animals should be enough to signal that you should keep your distance, and the crown of thorns starfish is a perfect example of this. This dangerous starfish is native to Australia and the Indo-Pacific region, but in recent years it has been becoming more common in other parts of the world. It can be found in tropical and subtropical regions of Eastern Africa, the Red Sea, and even South America. Its habitat is expanding, which increases the risk of contact with it. These starfish are covered with long, sharp spines, or thorns, which are highly toxic. They serve as a natural defense, and touching them can expose you to a painful and highly uncomfortable experience. If you come across one of these creatures, under no circumstances should you touch it. In addition to its fascinating appearance, it hides a potent venom that can cause serious harm to your health. The crown of thorns starfish carries a venom called saponine, a potent toxin that affects human tissues. Contact with this venom can cause intense pain, swelling, burning, and even allergic reactions. Those who have been stung report that the spines can embed in the skin, leaving visible marks and prolonged pain that persists for days. Additionally, symptoms may include nausea, numbness, tingling, and a feeling of weakness, making the experience even more unpleasant. Some people report feeling the effects of the sting for years after the incident, with a tingling sensation and discomfort that simply won't go away. These starfish primarily live in coral reefs, where they feed on branching corals and other corals such as porites, in addition to soft corals, sponges, and encrusting organisms like algae. Divers and swimmers, sometimes unintentionally, come into contact with these creatures when exploring these environments, increasing the risk of accidents. The growing presence of the crown of thorns starfish in tourist and diving areas makes its threat more real than ever. Therefore, it is essential to always be alert when swimming in areas where these animals may inhabit. They are a classic example of an animal that seems intriguing and even charming at first glance, but should only be admired from a safe distance. Never underestimate the power of an animal that seems harmless, because in the case of the crown of thorns starfish, danger lies at the tip of its spines. Number 7. Indian red scorpion. The Indian red scorpion is one of the most dangerous and fascinating animals, and it can be as feared as its astrological namesake. Native to India and Nepal, these scorpions are generally not aggressive unless they feel threatened or provoked. They hide in rocky areas and dense vegetation, and can be found in various habitats, from open fields to more urban regions. They don't typically attack unless they feel in danger, but the situation can become extremely risky if someone accidentally steps on them or behaves in a threatening manner. These small crustaceans can vary in color, ranging from reddish-orange to dull brown, and they have a distinct characteristic: a dark gray crest, granulation on their skin, small pincers, a thickened tail, and a large stinger. The combination of these features makes them easy to identify, but it is important to remember that the greatest risk is underestimating the danger they pose. A notable feature of the Indian red scorpion, like all scorpions, is its fluorescent appearance under black light. This phenomenon makes the scorpion particularly intriguing, especially to children who often approach it more closely than they should, making them the most common victims of its sting. The venom of the Indian red scorpion can cause a series of severe symptoms. Intense pain at the sting site is just the beginning. Over time, the venom can induce vomiting, excessive sweating, shortness of breath, and even fluctuating blood pressure and irregular heartbeats. These reactions can result in pulmonary and cardiovascular complications, such as pulmonary edema, which in extreme cases can be fatal. The clinical mortality rate from an Indian red scorpion sting ranges from 8% to 40%, depending on several factors, including the victim's age and health condition, as well as the speed of treatment. Although they are dangerous, Indian red scorpions have significant potential in various areas of medicine. Despite their aggressive nature, these scorpions are sometimes kept as pets with necessary precautions and have been used in medical research due to the potential of their venom. The potassium channel blocking peptides in their venom show promising therapeutic effects in treating autoimmune diseases and other medical conditions. Additionally, the toxins present in their venom are being studied for applications in dermatology, cancer treatment, and even as an anti-malarial drug. This scorpion, though dangerous, is a clear example of how nature can be both deadly and valuable to science. Thus, even with the risk it poses, it also contributes to important medical advances, showing how creatures that at first glance seem merely threatening can have great value in different areas of knowledge. Number 6. Leafcutter ants. You might think ants don't cause serious harm to humans, but you would be mistaken. Leafcutter ants can trigger numerous allergic reactions in humans, making it difficult to list all the symptoms. Reactions can include sneezing, wheezing, hives, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, sudden anxiety, dizziness, difficulty breathing, tightness in the chest, itching or swelling in the eyes, lips or other areas of the face, rapid drop in blood pressure, fainting, and even coma. Despite these severe symptoms, leafcutter ant stings are rarely fatal and are more of an inconvenience. However, no one expects to be stung by one of these ants. Leafcutter ants can form colonies with nearly 12,000 workers in just 5 years. If left unchecked, they can invade your home, causing significant discomfort to you and your family. Unlike bees, leafcutter ants can sting multiple times. They are often confused with fire ants, but they possess a much more potent venom. If you're unfortunate enough to be stung by a leafcutter ant, apply ice to the affected area to control swelling. If you're allergic and experience symptoms similar to a bee sting allergy, seek medical help immediately. Number 5. Cone snails. We all know snails, those slow and lazy creatures with hard shells. However, there is an unusual and dangerous variety called the cone snail, and you should consider yourself lucky if you've never encountered one. A run-in with a cone snail can be dangerous, as the symptoms of its sting can take anywhere from minutes to days to appear. Cone snails have cone-shaped shells, heads, and tentacles. There are approximately 500 species of cone snails. They are native to the Indian and Pacific Oceans, the Caribbean Sea, the Red Sea, and the coast of Florida. Most cone snails are not aggressive, except for those that hunt fish. They capture their prey by extending out of their shells and injecting venom with a harpoon-like tooth. The toxins of cone snails, especially those from the Indo-Pacific, are extremely potent and dangerous. If you accidentally touch a cone snail and get stung, stay calm and limit your movements. Severe cases can lead to muscle paralysis, blurred vision, respiratory failure, and even death. Immediate medical attention is crucial, and artificial respiration may be needed to save a life. Number 4. Fire coral. Not all dangerous marine animals are obvious, like octopuses. Some, like fire coral, camouflage themselves with the environment. Many divers have reported stings or burning sensations after accidentally touching fire coral. These bright yellow and orange corals contain nematocysts and have sharp edges with toxins that can cause lacerations and abrasions. The level of discomfort caused by fire coral depends on exposure to the toxins, the severity of the abrasion, and the person's health and sensitivities. Contact with fire coral usually results in skin reactions such as red welts, blisters, and significant itching. It can also cause inflammation and secondary infections, with a slow healing process. Accidental contact with fire coral is common, as divers often mistake it for seaweed. These corals are found at depths of up to 36 meters in the Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian Oceans, as well as the Caribbean Sea. They are related to the Portuguese man-o-war, making them just as dangerous. When diving in these areas, be vigilant and avoid touching any coral you encounter. Number 3. Lenomia obliquequa. If you encounter the Lenomia obliquequa for the first time, you may easily mistake it for an unusual plant formation. These caterpillars have a fascinating plant-like appearance. However, don't be tempted to touch them, as you may deeply regret it and very quickly. The spines of these caterpillars, which resemble harmless thorny branches, are far from friendly. If someone makes the mistake of touching them, they will be stung multiple times, and the spines will inject venom into the bloodstream. This venom causes excessive blood clotting, leading to bruises from internal bleeding, along with pain, swelling, headaches, and vomiting. The most alarming part is that, one day after the sting, victims start to experience a significant drop in blood platelets, which can be fatal. The Lenomia obliquequa often rests on tree branches, camouflaging perfectly with the surroundings. Touching one can cause serious health issues before you even realize what happened. It is crucial to be aware of their appearance to avoid accidental contact with these dangerous caterpillars. Number 2. Emerald cockroach wasp. Having a wasp nest in your home is never pleasant, but if it's a nest of the emerald cockroach wasp, you need to act quickly. These wasps have a metallic bluish-green body with a shiny, attractive exoskeleton that perfectly matches their name. Although they may seem intriguing, the impact they have on the environment is far from pleasant. Native to Africa, South Asia, Southeast Asia, and the Pacific Islands, these wasps thrive in hot and humid climates. While they do not sting humans, they cause lasting discomfort. These wasps are fascinating neurochemicals with parasitic traits that are evident from their earliest stages of life. The females lay their eggs on cockroaches, using them as hosts. The larvae grow and consume the cockroach from the inside out. Additionally, these wasps can control the cockroach's mind with their venom. They sting the cockroach's abdomen, paralyzing its front legs for more than 5 minutes, enough time to lay eggs on its back. This reproductive method makes the area around the nest extremely filthy, with decomposing cockroach bodies carrying harmful pathogens. To avoid this stinky and unpleasant situation, thoroughly and frequently clean your home to keep these parasitic wasps away. Number 1. Sea urchins. Sea urchins can easily be mistaken for underwater rocks, especially in Hawaiian waters, where they are most commonly found. Surfers, snorkelers, and divers frequently encounter these black, spiny creatures. The sharp, customized spines on their outer shell are a clear sign to stay away from them. However, sea urchins are responsible for numerous accidents, especially with divers who have inadequate buoyancy control. Accidents occur when someone accidentally falls onto a sea urchin or places their hands on one out of fatigue. The spines quickly embed into the skin, and their notorious ink, along with some spine tips, may remain stuck for months. Because of this ink, sea urchin injuries are often referred to as Hawaiian tattoos. Although not fatal, these injuries are painful and can lead to complications if not treated properly. This type of accident can be easily avoided by simply not touching sea urchins. Divers should follow proper diving protocols and be aware of their limits before entering the water. Sea urchins move slowly along algae-covered reefs, making them easy to identify and avoid. In some parts of the world, certain types of sea urchins are considered delicacies. Watching experienced divers harvest them with the proper precautions is truly fascinating. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed our content, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Don't forget to check out other interesting content appearing on your screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video. See you next time.